Hello, Transurfer, and welcome to TransurfingTV. I am Renee Garcia, and today, our lesson, who are you? God, it took me so long to actually ask myself this question. How bizarre is that we kind of just move through life, never really considering, at least for me, that's how it was. I mean, I, for a lot of years, had no fucking clue who I was. I know everybody's like, Renee, you can cuss, who cares what Vadim says? And I'm actually kind of feeling that. I know I'm supposed to be compliant because I am, after all, a Russian-made cyborg that is only here to propagate the transurfing knowledge on the planet Earth. But I kind of feel like being a defiant cyborg. I wonder if Vadim's gonna see me cussing even after he told me not to. Oh my god, it's who I am, Vadim. Come on, man. Okay, you guys, getting serious now. Remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me. To enter my daily giveaway for my awesome reprogramming series. And remember, Reality Teachable course, Reality 2.0, woo, down below. I'm a fun robot. I'm a defiant robot. I'm also a compliant robot at certain times, and I'm a fun robot. Oh no. Okay, who are you really? And I think that a lot of people actually go into midlife not asking them. I really think that this is where midlife crisis occur. My little theory on what a midlife crisis is, it's your heart making a final attempt to be let out, right? Because we run so much of our program on our programming, what's expected of us, who we're expected to be, why we're expected to be like that, what we're supposed to do, what we're expected to do. This is all mine, this is all inner intention stuff. And about midlife, the heart's like, wait a second here, I'm almost dead. Please, can I just say one thing really quick? That's pretty much what a midlife crisis is it's your heart saying, hey, could I just say one thing really quick before I die? And some people listen, and then others go, no, you can't say anything. And then that's when the heart finally gives out, right? That's when the heart gives up. I mean, you don't actually die as a human being, but your spirit dies, your ability to tap into heart and mind coordination. If you have not accessed it already, and you stuff your heart away at that final midlife point where it's trying to come out and you do it again, then it's like, okay, the life is going to be about running the mind program, right? So Reality Transurfing really helped me to get in touch with who I truly am as a person. And I kind of formulated some questions here and some things to consider if you are in a position where you feel as though you're maybe not living truly who you are right now. Like, you maybe are a little bit there, not quite, you're a little confused, there's a little ambiguity, and you want to really develop who you really are, right? I mean, looking back 10 years ago, I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that I would be in the position I am in now, doing the things that I'm doing now, living the life that I'm living now. And I really attribute all of this to Reality Transurfing putting me in touch with who I really, really am as a person. I'm very, very, very grateful. So a couple of things to consider. One, few points here. Are you solid with your inner observer? This is a big one because your inner observer is kind of like the co-pilot to your higher self, right? You have your higher self pulling you in the direction of a higher life track, a better reality. And you have your inner observer sort of along for the ride that is going to dictate to you when something is really intended for you, when you're getting involved with something that's not intended for you, when you're working too much without inner intention, not enough outer intention. So really activating that inner observer and allowing the voice of your higher self with the voice of your inner observer to have conversation about where it is you're going and why, and what you need to do in those moments to connect with that parallel reality that's extended beyond the one that you're currently on now. So are you solid with your inner observer? Second, has your higher self set the vector of the flow? So ask yourself right now, what is the vector of your flow? Where are you going? Do you know where you're going? Do you have a destination? And if you have a destination, is your higher self the one that set that vector, right? I mean, oftentimes the lower self doesn't set a vector. The lower self just kind of like lets things happen, right? That's the snail mentality. That's people not being aware and just kind of letting reality be created for them. But asking yourself, has my higher self set the vector of my flow? Are you lost in choppy waters trying to stay afloat? Again, that's the lower self, right? Do you, we'll get to that in a moment. So at the end of your day, and this is a good one, this is a great one for journaling. If you guys anybody here is into journaling, this is an awesome journal exercise. For 30 days, commit to writing a little bit of, about your day, writing a little something at the end of your day. The end of your day, who was steering the ship? Was it your higher self steering the ship? Was it your lower self, right? Again, that's kind of a oxymoron a little bit because the lower self's not really in control. The lower self's just kind of being reactive and letting reality happen. Or was it your complacent self? So steering the ship really is more of a higher self thing, but at the end of your day, a better way to word this, at the end of your day, who was in control, right? Lower self, higher self, or complacent self. We're going to talk a little bit about others, right? Because other people have a huge influence on us, and people want us to adhere to their standards, right? Pendulums, big pendulums, and also individual people. So really getting into taking accountability for yourself, taking accountability for your individuality, taking a stand for yourself as a single unit, a single person, even if you're in a relationship, even if you have a family, even if you have a super corporate job, whatever it is, really setting the intention that you are going to differentiate your individuality from the herd, right? Or from the romantic relationship. That you are going to self-contain to a certain extent. And what I like to tell people that are having a hard time in romantic situations or detaching from codependent relationships is take accountability for your own happiness, let go of the happiness of others, and don't count on anyone else for your happiness. This is really about you becoming self-sufficient. And if Reality Transurfing has taught me one thing about dealing with myself in the confines of relationships, all different types, it's in being self-sufficient, not needing to have something play out externally with another person in order for me to feel happiness. Me being able to create that on my own, me being able to be emotionally sustained, sustainability for myself, not feeling impacted by every move of my partner or every move of a family member or every move of a friend, me really just holding solid to who I am. That doesn't mean that I'm not open. It simply means that my happiness is not contingent upon others any longer. And I no longer take accountability for other people's happiness either. So if you're not happy, it's time to find your own happiness. Don't look to me. I'll give you the happiness that is in line with me and my intentions, but anything beyond that, you're on your own, right? So do you know when to pay attention to yourself and your own needs and when to help others? This is a big one, right? This is really, again, going back to what I talk about often, your cup being full before you attempt to assist other people in something, even if it is some happiness, right? You cannot be effective in influencing other people if you are first unaware of who you are, or your cup is half empty, or you're struggling to just maintain things like basic self-care and self-love and that emotional stability found within all of that stuff. Commit to your evolution. I'm going to leave it at this. Create more space in your life to truly allow the nature of who you are to flourish, right? Regardless of what this brings, commit to it. And I know that sounds like, God, what the hell is she talking about? But really what it boils down to is if this question challenges you, and you're like, God, I don't know who I really am, or I feel like I do, but then I feel like some pieces are missing, or there's just some kind of ambiguity or question in the air, and you know that there's a place to evolve to as an individual, start to create this space in your reality and allow this space to generate some new opportunities for growth and some new opportunities to get in touch with that higher version of yourself, right? That listening to the inner observer, letting your higher self steer the ship a little bit more, all of that kind of stuff. When we're bogged down with a bunch of needs and wants of others and taking care of sick people and in dysfunctional relationships and in demanding professional circumstances and all that stuff, we can start to lose that space, and we kind of confine ourselves to a little piece of reality where we're not able to get things growing and things flourishing that maybe need to flourish in order for you to really tap into who you truly are as a person. And this is done in a lot of different ways. I mean, again, I know that this probably sounds a little bit like, well, how do I do that? For me, it was removing myself from the big city I lived, pausing my life, going into nature, going into a space where I spent a lot of time alone, and really asking myself, who am I, right? Actually creating that space to where I could ask myself that. I could listen to that voice of my inner observer. I could follow my higher self and start to actually see some evolution of self. And this is how I've ascended to some higher lifelines, and it works, but obviously committing to your evolution and creating that space. If you are indeed in need of finding some answers, that space is where the answers are. So remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me. And thank you so much for watching my video. Bye guys.